Hello and welcome to my first channel update. And and on that note, an update. Yes, I've realized in my time since I started this channel that I say right, okay, so, and on that note, quite a lot. And rather than try and change it, look, it's that's just my thing. So I'm gonna live with it. Anyway, I thought it was probably time I did an update. I have 150 of you wonderful subscribers out there at the moment. Thank you all very much. And I'm aware probably a large chunk of that aren't even active subscribers, but I know there are a number of you that are active, and I don't subscribe to the philosophy that just because I'm a small channel, I shouldn't do the right thing. I mean, if you're one person in thousands of subscribers, your wishes, they're not any less important if you're one in 150, right? Right, that's what I thought. Anyway, few things I want to cover. I'll try not to make this too long. Firstly, I just want to give a general thank you. Secondly, I want to give a Morrowind update. I want to do an Oblivion update, and I want to just announce a new Let's Play that I'm going to be putting in to fill in for Morrowind. And then lastly are just some ideas for future channel content. So, firstly, I wanted to say thank you for watching and being a part of the channel. Every like, subscribe, comment, it really does give me juice in the tank to keep this going and to do more. So no matter how small your contribution, it is noticed and it does matter, and I appreciate it. It definitely, I've found, it changes how I play games, gets me more invested, and it actually does make the games more enjoyable for me, I've found. So I may not have many subscribers at the moment, but you're my subscribers, and I'm grateful. So thank you, and now I'll shut up about that. Anyway, I have a few changes planned for the channel. As some of you will know, I currently have two Let's Plays on the go. I've got Morrowind and Oblivion. And for those of you who are up to date with Morrowind, you'll also know that Season 1 has just finished. I don't plan on waiting too long before I start Season 2, but I do want to give it a break for now. I don't know how long it's going to be at the moment, but I just feel like I need a little Morrowind break as much as I love the game. There'll probably only be one more season because I'm guessing, and it is a total guess, that we're probably about halfway through the series story. I've got no idea how that will pan out as it's sort of on the fly, and there's a lot of things that I'm having to go with the flow and make up as I go along, hoping things fall into place. Obviously, Zasiri wants to become the head of the Morag Tong and the Thieves Guild, which I don't think is too far off at this stage. But I may need to go off and do some adventuring to get stats up and maybe use some of Zasiri's wealth to pay for training. So I might need to do a bit of playing around with that to keep the flow of his story going. House Lalo, I think, is going to take a little longer. And so that will probably have a larger focus in Season 2. And then there's the Twin Lamps. And again, I really have no idea on this one. I'm hoping I can finish it. And also that I can finish it in a way which fits with the overall story's timeline, because I want to keep the story flowing and going. I don't want it to become disjointed, so I'm just going to hope and pray that one works out. It's a sub story. It's not critical. It'd be nice if I could do it, but again, I'm going to have to see how things develop. So that's the plan for Morrowind Season 2. And I'll most likely try and record a lot of these before I publish, or maybe. That's what I hope to do, but life gets in the way sometimes. But that's my plan. Now, Oblivion. Johnston and Fergus are ticking along, or bumbling along, nicely. And look, there's so much content to cover here, I've got no idea how long this LP will last. And I've also got no idea what will end first, their story or the Oblivion file saves. I'm hoping it's the former. I'm currently about 20 episodes in. I think we're currently up to about 12 or 13 in terms of what's published. And we're still in Windfall. My plan was to keep the same pace, and we'll get to the other stuff when we get there. I'm not going to hurry it or force it. I think it's going okay at the moment. But I'd appreciate any thoughts you have on that, on the pacing of the Oblivion LP. And now, the new LP. I plan to start that this Friday in the normal Morrowind slot, which is Friday evening. I think that's 6 p.m. GMT Friday evenings. And I'll keep it there until Season 2 of Morrowind starts, and then I'll put Morrowind back in there. And that means it's quite possible I may end up having 3 LPs going on at the same time. We'll see how that goes. Maybe I'm being a little ambitious, but I'm going to go for it anyway. So, the new LP is going to be Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines. and it's pretty much going to be a blind playthrough. I decided on this one because from what I've read, as quite a good role-playing aspect, and it's also meant to have a great story, and that's what really appealed to me. So what I've done is I've played a few hours in to get the hang of the game, and I think I'm going to be at least halfway competent, which is my minimum requirement to make this feasible as an LP. I like what I've seen so far. The gameplay doesn't seem overly complicated, and the dialogue and voice acting is very impressive so far, I have to say. Now, again, I don't know the stats, so there's probably going to be things I'm going to do disastrously wrong, but I'm going to run with it, and I'm really looking forward to this. And I chose this because I also wanted to do something that wasn't Elder Scrolls, just to branch out just a little bit. So I'm hoping I will see you there for that. Now, lastly, I've got some ideas for future games. I'm genuinely not overly interested in trying to monetize the channel. I mean, YouTube have changed so much. I think people are getting a little bit screwed over on that anyway. But I do want to try and get to the 1,000 subscribers, mainly for the ability to use the community tab. That means I can send out updates and I can do polls. Because I've got a number of games on my radar that I'm thinking about playing, but I want to poll you, my subscribers, so you can have a bit of input into what I play and therefore what you watch. So whatever the games are, they are going to be some kind of RPG or story-rich games. That's the main thing. And I've noticed that there are quite a few horror-type games which I wouldn't mind giving a go, especially as I'm a big scaredy cat when it comes to these types of games. But some of them do seem to have some really fantastic stories. So I think the channel is too small at this stage for a Discord. So the only options I've got left in terms of getting your feedback really are, one is to use the Twitter poll option. I haven't used it before, but I'm sure it's not too complicated. But what I do is I'd throw up a quick video with a Twitter poll link and send people there. Or two, I just do a quick video outlining the games that I've got in mind and get people to vote in the comments. Now, the downsides to the first one, Twitter, are firstly, not everyone is on Twitter. And that links into the second downside, which is probably the reason, is I just don't think Twitter's a very nice place. Genuinely, I try not to go on there too often if I can. The downsides to the YouTube quick video idea is not everyone likes to comment because they prefer to stay in the background and anonymous, which is absolutely fair enough. And two, it means counting up all the votes. Or is that just me being lazy? Anyway, I'd love to hear your preferences on this, or even if you care. Maybe I should just shut up and get on with it. But I'm also open to suggestions from you guys as well on games to play. But just be aware, some games I would be very bad at. And others may be great games, but not necessarily the best for everyone to watch as an LP, unless they're being played by a total expert, someone who knows the game inside out. Something I'll never claim to be at any game. But look, I genuinely still love to hear your views and ideas, though. For those of you who've been watching for a while, you know my play style. So if you think there's games that might work as an LP and that I might be half decent at, then I'd love to hear. Anyway, right, so now, okay, and on that note, I'm going to leave it there. If you got this far, thank you so much, and I will talk to you again soon. Take care.